Excellency the Deputy President, representatives of governments and agencies from across the continent, Your Excellency, sir, ladies and gentlemen, may we kindly take our seats. I wish at this juncture to invite Alishi Lamu from Lamu County, as well from Lesotho, Mabataung Rabolinyane, to lead us in prayer.
Please let us all be upstanding for the prayer. Tafadhali naomba tusimame kwa maombi fupi.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we invited you when we started this journey. While we are about to close it, Lord, you've blessed us, and we know we will continue blessing us. Bless Africa, bless our leaders, but most importantly, keep giving our youth the power to know and to lead in the manner that will give Africa the united and borderless Renaissance. Amen.
Let's pray. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladhina an'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim. Waladdallin. Amin. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربي زدني علما وارزقنا فهما ربي زدني علما وارزقنا فهما اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين وأذل الشرك والمشركين وانصر جيوش المسلمين ودمر أعداء الدين واختم لنا بخير يا أرحم الراحمين. Oh Allah, bless this great continent of Africa. Bless the people of Africa. Our Lord, protect our country from our enemies. May Lord, please protect our visitors when they are going back to their destination, God. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, we do pray. Ameen, Ameen, Ameen. Wa sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.
Thank you for leading us in the prayer session, Your Excellency. May we all take our seats. Your Excellency, the Deputy President, it has been a brilliant couple of days celebrating what is the greatest capital for this continent and beyond, the youth. Your Excellency, sir, we have now come to the closing ceremony, and I wish to acknowledge the presence of Dr. Nardos Thomas Bekele, the CEO of AUADA, NEPAD, Honorable Ababunda Mwamba, the Cabinet Secretary for Youth Affairs, Sports and Arts from Kenya, Ms. Ahuna Ezeakonwa, who is the Assistant Secretary General and Director of UNDP's Regional Bureau for Africa, RBA, His Excellency Gonger Martin, who is the High Commissioner of Rwanda in Kenya. Your Excellency, sir, at this juncture, we wish to hear from the youth, having been a couple of days where they have deliberated and sought the way forward and best practices are seen across the world. What have they come up with? I wish at this juncture to call the youth representatives, Mr. Kevin Kiari, to give us the youth's communique. Welcome, Mr. Kiari.
To the youth of Africa, oye, oye. Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, Your Excellency, Honorable Minister Ababunda Mwamba, Minister of Sports, Youth Affairs and Creative Economy, all honorable ministers present, ladies and gentlemen, to the future of Africa, it is my utmost honor and privilege to stand here today to convey the message of my fellow young people in regards to the Youth Connekt Africa Summit 2023. Your Excellency, as one voice, we would like to express our gratitude to the government of Kenya, led by His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya, and deputized by yourself, Your Excellency, H.E. Rigathi Gachagua, a.k.a. Rigiji, and for that gesture of goodwill for allowing us to host the 6th edition of the Youth Connekt Africa Summit. Your Excellency, we have been able to get tremendous support from the Ministry of Youth Affairs. They have given us working space, they have given us conducive environment, and we congratulate the Honorable Minister and your Honorable PS for that gesture. Your Excellency, it is prudent for me to say that the wisdom gotten from you and other leaders is much appreciated and will steer the implementation of the Africa 2063 agenda. This has been a 4-day package event whereby we have experienced learning, exchanging, and networking. In short, we have experienced the borderless Africa that we have been championing about. Your Excellency, allow me to read the resolutions that include the call to action for our governments and partners for more collaborative efforts and results. Number 1, the youth of Africa accept the call and pledge contribution to support their respective governments for advancing development by innovating locally based innovation solutions with targets to go beyond borders. With the formalized agreement between Youth Connekt Africa and AFTA, we expect specific intra-border exemptions for youth-owned products and special incentives to solidify the vision of a borderless business environment. In a nutshell, Your Excellency, I'm expecting that I may be able to trade with a youth from Gambia, with a youth from Ghana, irrespective of not considering that I need to consult Amazon for that. Number 3, the well-being of the youth of today is the assurance of future stronger societies and economies. Hence, investing in their sexual, reproductive, and mental health is crucial from an early age. As a youth, we reject all forms of discrimination and political divisions, committing ourselves to fostering peace through open, respectful, and inclusive interactions. In that regard, we request for youth representation in every high-level governmental decision. We believe in the power of unity, understanding, and collaboration to create a harmonious world for present and future generations. We embrace the 1 million Next Level initiative championed by the Africa Union Commission for facilitating to unite various youth initiatives for greater collective impact. We are conscious of climate change challenges and risks for today and the future, especially when it comes to Africa SIDs, that is the small islands development states. With collaboration with respective governments, we take ownership of implementing and raising awareness of strategies that help communities adapt to changing environmental conditions and mitigate potential risks. Number 7, and the second last one, the establishment of a fund mechanism aimed at fostering the acceleration of youth development and addressing the African youth needs in both soft skills and financial resources. This framework requires collaboration with the private sector and emphasizing commitment free from political and other biases. Lastly, we would like to request governments to emphasize a wider outreach in rural areas and villages to establish platforms for the youth to innovate and contribute to their social economic transformation. As I conclude, Your Excellencies, I would like to recognize the Secretariat that really took part in the establishment and the organization of this summit. Your Excellency, I saw today in the papers, they say that the youth are not in the table here in Kenya. But I want to assure to the youth of Africa, here in Kenya, led by the President and the Deputy President, the youth are the ones who championed the organization of the Youth Connekt. And you should be assured that once you leave Kenya, we will leave an institution that will be able to trace back some of these recommendations that has been raised today. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, National Youth Council, led by the acting CEO, Margaret Kiogora, Wairimu Wawero, Irene Tangus, the young interns from the Ministry of Youth, Atamar, JB. Thank you very much for the noble initiative. God bless the youth. God bless Africa. God bless Kenya. Asante.
Mr. Kevin Carrier, who speaks on behalf of the thousands of youths seated inside this tent, but of course, Your Excellency, sir, youths joining us from across the continent and beyond. Imagine this, a borderless Africa. Just imagine the abolition of visa requirements and ensuring the free movement of goods and people. This would definitely spark the growth of this continent in ways that we can only imagine, and it is indeed a very exhilarating idea. Your Excellency, sir, we wish to also hear from our leaders after the youth have come together and presented their views and what they deem as the way forward. May I, most humbly, Your Excellency, sir, if you permit me, to invite the CS Sports, Youth and Arts, CS Ababu Namwamba, to take us through the next part of the program. Welcome, sir.
Your Excellencies, sir, the Deputy President of the Republic, all my colleague ministers of youth from across the length and breadth of Africa, our guests, our partners, our creatives who have added so much verve and color and energy to this event, and the amazing, incredible youth of Africa. Africa, oh yeah. No, that is too low. Africa, oh yeah. Let me see a hand in the air to say that really we have the energy and we are ready for this closing ceremony and that we have had a fantastic summit this far. Your Excellency, this event has rolled on in a fantastic manner. And I want to start by acknowledging my colleague ministers who have helped to put this event together, and they have stayed the course. Yesterday, Your Excellency, we had a fantastic ministerial meeting of all the ministers who represented the various countries, and we have adopted a program moving forward on how to keep elevating the agenda of Youth Connekt Africa. And with Your Excellency, allow me to invite my colleague ministers to join me here so that quickly know those who are still with us here in respect of all the countries that have been here and continue to be here and who have heeded the invitation from His Excellency the President to join us for the Jamhuri Day celebrations tomorrow as we celebrate Kenya at. My colleague ministers, please join me out here. Join me up here quickly so that I can do a quick introduction to His Excellency, our Deputy President. Na DJ, tataka utupatie energy. Si hizi energy. Energy hapa ndani. of youth from across the continent. These colleagues are still with us, and they will stay on to join you, Your Excellency, together with the President for Jamhuri Day celebrations. Allow me, sir, to ask them to make themselves known to you and to our delegates.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Mr. Adimi from Youth Ministry of Algeria.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Florian Koulimaya from Republic of Congo. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Aminata Kouyaté from Guinea.
Good morning. My name is Bakari Baji, Minister of Youth and Sports of the Gambia.
Your Excellency, good morning, everyone. I'm Nyirabashitsi Sarah Mateke from the Republic of Uganda.
Good morning, Deputy President. Good morning, fellow ministers. Good morning, everyone. My name is Elvis Nkandu from Zambia, Minister of Youth, Sport and Arts.
Excellence, bonjour tout le monde. Je suis Madame Zaria, représentante, secrétaire générale du ministère de l'Emploi et de la Jeunesse, représentante du ministre des Comores. Thank you very much.
Anatoka Comoros. Mimi nimeelewa kidogo.
Bonjour à tous. Passali Lazaki, secrétaire général du ministère en charge de la jeunesse du Tchad, chef de délégation.
Good morning, everyone. I am the Minister from Youth from Sahara Republic. Thank you.
Morning, everyone. Carlos Monteiro, Minister for Youth and Sports, Cape Verde.
Je m'appelle Alassane Diallo, je suis le directeur général de la jeunesse du Sénégal, chef de la délégation de la République du Sénégal.
Good afternoon, the Deputy President and all dignitaries. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Pitsol Sawana. I'm the Minister of Gender, Youth and Social Development from the Kingdom of Lesotho.
Your Excellencies, good afternoon, and good afternoon to all youth, African youth here represented. My name is Ntati Morosi, also from the Kingdom of Lesotho, Minister of Communications, Information, Science, Innovation and Technology. Thank you.
Your Excellency, all protocol observed. My name is Mzwandile Mtetwa from the beautiful Kingdom of Eswatini, representing the Minister.
Formerly Swaziland.
Good morning, everyone. Eduardo Shimela from Mozambique.
Good afternoon. I am Uchizi Mkandawire, Minister of Youth and Sports, the Republic of Malawi. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Fathallah Abdul Latif. I am Minister of Youth, State of Libya.
Moi, je m'appelle Mohamed Chouabine. Je suis le directeur général de la jeunesse de la Mauritanie. Bonjour tout le monde.
In Africa, I'm Mohamed Oman Bangoua, Minister of Youth Affairs of the Republic of Sierra Leone.
Je suis Dr Doudou Ben Béchir Niang, conseiller technique en charge des questions de jeunesse, représentant le ministre de la Jeunesse du Mali. Merci.
Delegates, these are your ministers who have led from the front in helping put this event together. And Your Excellency, we invite these colleague ministers to our Jamhuri Day celebrations tomorrow. DJ, unataka hawa jamaa waondoke tu hapa stage hivyo? DJ, you can't be serious. There must be a good way. Thank you, Honorable Ministers. Honorable Deputy President, I want to acknowledge the young people of Kenya who have played a sterling hosting role. All the youth of Kenya from the different parts of this country, from all our counties, hongera sana. Asanteni sana, vijana wa Kenya. Mumekuwa wenyeji bora na mumeonyesha sura njema kwa taifa letu. Asanteni sana. And on behalf of Kenyan youth, allow me, Your Excellency, to ask these two elected youth. They are youth, and the people of Kenya have trusted them with responsibility to be leaders, to thank your fellow youth for the role they have played in this event. Allow me to invite Honorable Grace Bahati Zora, who is an elected member of County Assembly from Kieleni Ward, Machakos County. Let us welcome Mheshimiwa. Lady is an elected representative of the people of Kieleni Ward and has also been one of our escorts of honor for our guests.
Excellency, Deputy, as well as know him, Rigiji, allow me to use that name because we really associate with it as youth. My name is Grace Bahati Zora, MCA from Cheleni Ward, Machakos County, and the chairperson of education in Machakos County, elected as an independent candidate. Thank you so much for creating this opportunity through the ministry. We've really learned a lot getting to interact with the different dignitaries from different nations and the continent. We look forward as youth to be able to interact more. I can say we are no longer just being told what to do, but we actually been invited to be part of that table, listen, and also be part of making decisions. Thank you so much.
Huyo ni mheshimiwa, mukuje pole pole. And now allow me, on behalf of the Kenya Young Parliamentarians Association, to invite the chair of the Kenya Young Parliamentarians Association, who has also been a lead escort of honor, a young Kenyan, an elected member of parliament, Honorable Gitonga Mukunji.
Thank you, Waziri, Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, and my very good friend, Rigiji, all the dignitaries, ministers, head of consulates, and our African youths. Africa, oye! Africa, oye! As you have been told, my name is Gitonga Mukunji. I am a member of parliament from a place called Manyata in Embu. Manyata constituency is supposed to be Manhattan, but we don't pronounce Manhattan, we say Manyata. And I am also the chairman, Kenya Young Parliamentarians, which is an organization for the young people of Kenya Parliament, both Senate and the National Assembly, with a total membership of 71 members of Parliament. And I want to report here that we are under keen mentorship of His Excellency the President and His Excellency the Deputy President of this country, Mr. Rigiji. And Your Excellency, just one word that I want to communicate to these young people. We have resolved to have borderless Africa. And Your Excellency, I want to say that borderless Africa will benefit the youths of the continent more than it will benefit anybody else in this continent of ours, Honorable Rigiji. Honorable Speaker, from here, the youth Connekt now will leave the KICC grounds, and with the help of the minister, we are going to Mashinani Youth Connekt so that we get to every part of this country. To promise the youths of this country that you have a vibrant team in the National Assembly and in the Senate to push the agenda of the young people, push the policies required for our young people, so that the resolutions made here will make their way to the table of this country and of the continent. Thank you very much. God bless you. Asante sana.
Mukunji, the youth of Kenya, you have elected 71 members of parliament to parliament as youth. Hongera for trusting youth with leadership. Your Excellency, this whole event has been put together by a steering committee, which I had the privilege to chair myself as your cabinet secretary, and a local organizing committee, which was chaired by the principal secretary responsible for youth affairs and the creative economy, my friend and brother Ismail Malim. And on behalf of that whole team that has put this event together, PS, ukuje useme shukran kwa niaba ya timu yako.
Your Excellency, the Deputy President Gachagua, and all protocols observed, and the entire delegates of Youth Connekt Africa. Hamjambo. Good afternoon. Let me, on behalf of the team that has put this great event together, thank you each and every delegate from across Africa and beyond for accepting our invitation and gracing the 6th edition of this Youth Connekt Africa. It was a great pleasure for us as the young people of this country to see you interact very meaningfully and constructively to make sure you allow yourselves to have a borderless Africa. We really take that honor and thank you very much, and we don't take that for granted. My request to each and every one of you is that we have very beautiful scenery across this city. As you have heard, His Excellency the President mentioned to you that this is the only city in the world with a wild national park in its center. We have very many places and exciting places, very exciting cuisines for you. Make sure you don't go back with the dollars, boost the local economy. Thank you very much.
Our Ministry of Tourism has announced, as part of celebrating Kenya at 60, free entry to all national parks. So you have free access to all our national parks, and I want to particularly encourage all our, because tomorrow we are joining His Excellency the President for celebrations to mark Kenya at 60. Rise early in the morning. The park is amazing at sunrise. Go to the park early from 6 to 7, enjoy a ride in the park, and then join us at the National Day celebrations, which is a stone's throw away from the National Park. Allow me now, Excellency, to acknowledge the partners. We have had incredible partnerships across this event. I want to acknowledge all the partners that have supported this event, the international partners, local partners, and I particularly want to thank Safaricom, Kenya Airways, Mabati Rolling Mills, and other partners that have made it possible for us to put this event together. I want to thank our NEPAD, who is such a dedicated partner, and indeed to confirm that Youth Connekt is an African Union platform. And on that note, allow me to invite Madame Nados, who is the CEO of Auda NEPAD, to deliver her closing remarks on behalf of Auda NEPAD and the African Union. Welcome, Madam. Hata haijui kusindikiza watu hapa.
Good afternoon. Your Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Did I say it? Is it not correct? I'm so sorry. His Excellency Ababu Namwamba, the youthful, energetic minister, cabinet secretary, I should say, for youth affairs, sports, and the arts. Honorable Dr. Abdallah Utumatsiwima, Minister of Youth, Republic of Rwanda, the honorable ministers, all of you that are here, my sister, Ahuna Ezia Konwa, Assistant Secretary General and Director of UNDP Regional Bureau for Africa, Mr. Parfait Busabizwa, Executive Director of Youth Connekt Africa, sons and daughters of Africa, the hope and pride of Africa, good afternoon. I salute you all. And I should also say all the parliamentarians and all other entities that are here, good afternoon. It's really a tremendous honor and a great privilege for me to stand before you, Africa's greatest assets, its youth. I stand before you today as a daughter of the soil, as a child of our beloved Mother Africa, but also as a mother and a grandmother. I stand before you as a proud African, a Pan-Africanist who have lived in many countries, in the Comoros, in Uganda, in Kenya, in Benin, in South Africa, in Ghana, in Nigeria, in Ethiopia. I also stand here before you as a person who's traversed the entire continent, working for the UN before, as a private sector policy advisor and regional advisor taking care of the development programs. But also today, I am so proud, I am delighted to be addressing you as the Chief Executive Officer of the first ever development agency of Africa for the continent. I now serve all 55 countries, which are the African Union member states. And I serve you, Africa's youth, because I know that you are the greatest asset, you are the hope of Africa. Allow me, Excellency, to just address the youth that are here. My heart, sons and daughters, is filled with joy and pride, seeing the unlimited talent and passion that reside in this room within every one of you. Your energy, creativity, and determination symbolize these aspirations of millions of young people across Africa. And I want to congratulate actually the Minister of Youth, because he brought not only the youth in the city, but all the youth across the districts, across the counties in Kenya. I salute all of you, because when I was working here, I was going to all the 54 counties, and one of the things I was doing is promoting youth enterprise and entrepreneurship. And therefore, I'm so happy that you are sharing this platform with the rest of African youth. And I am really pleased, and I want to congratulate again and again the Minister. I'm also deeply inspired by the transformative discussions and rich insights that have emerged from this Youth Connekt Africa Summit over the last 4 days. The energy, the passion of the young leaders present in this gathering are an affirmation that Africa's youths are the key that could unlock the door to progress, innovation, and sustainable development. You are the ones that are the key to the Africa we want. This summit also been a tremendous learning experience for the African Union Development Agency, the agency that is created to coordinate all development activities in the continent, to ensure that we mobilize the resources from our development partners, making sure that the leadership and ownership is bestowed on Africans. And I'm so happy to have a very reliable partner, and it's close to my heart because I am a UNDP child, to see UNDP in its force here to support us, and many others that are here in support of our priority programs. My learning from this shows me or leads me to really analyze the word youth, Y-O-U-T-H, which represents to me, the Y represents to me the yearning. I saw the yearning of young ones for a change, and the change that they yearn for is not tomorrow, but today, now. I saw that in each and every young one that participated in the sessions. The O in youth represents the unlimited opportunities that the youth need to unleash their potential, but also the opportunities that is residing in them to transform Africa. The U in youth represents the fact that youth energy is unstoppable. It is unstoppable. The youth have emerged to transform our continent and to show us what progress means against all odds. And therefore, we need to really scale up and upscale all what we are doing. We have seen the many programs and initiatives that are here. We have many others that are, in the books of the AU, like what we saw, 1 million, 1 million, whatever. Slogans are many anyway. We have the programs of Energize Africa. We have the programs of homegrown solutions. We have the program of growth solutions. We have the program of the geared towards upscaling and scaling up our vocational training. We have got other programs, many, many other programs. The 100 million MSMEs under our NEPAD, and the many others that are under UNDP, and many others, GIZ, and all these development partners. What do we need? We need to really scale them up. We need to coordinate our efforts. We need to create the synergies. We need to really be able to work together so that, we make effective impact on the ground. And therefore, I really appeal to all development partners to work under one implementation plan, which is the second 10-year implementation plan of the African Union, endorsed by all ministers of all sectors around the continent, but also by the youth that have participated in it and the others, parliamentarians and all other multi-stakeholders. Please, let's coordinate our efforts, and our NEPAD offers that platform. It is our mandate, and we pledge to play the role. And lastly, the H in youth stands for hope. Remember that you represent Africa's hope. Africa has been waiting for you. Without you, we cannot make a progress. You are really the hope. And we do not want to see any hopeless citizen in Africa, any child that, as a result of hopelessness, is drowned in the Mediterranean Sea. We have to stop that. And we can only stop that with your force, with your energy, and also with our commitment, and making sure that what we deliver is really, responsive to your needs. We are here, and this gathering has proven the collective commitment, the collective dedication towards the Africa we want. Let's walk away from this summit with hearts ablaze, I keep on saying, and minds ignited. My mind is ignited. How about yours? Is it ignited? Yes? Are we committed? Yes. Thank you so much. We will arrive to the Africa we want. Finally, I would like to just conclude my remarks by reminding the honorable ministers, before I close, I would like to take the opportunity to remind the honorable ministers of youth and all gathered here today about the role of the African Union, which NEPAD is part of, the whole AU. But the outer NEPAD, as I said, is the implementing arm of the African Union. Ministers of Youth, you are members of the organ of the AU through what is called the Specialized Technical Committee on Youth, Sports and Culture. This body, Excellencies Ministers, is the highest decision-making body on youth development matters on the continent. When they met in May this year, among other things, they recognized the importance of Youth Connekt. They recognized also the support of UNDP and the support of others in terms of youth empowerment. But they also demanded and pleaded that youth activities and youth support programs should be coordinated and synergized for impact, for results. Talk is cheap. We need to start walking the talk. And, building alignment on delivery is Africa's prime priority, and we need to do that if we want to make a difference. Ensuring that our efforts are synergistic and mutually reinforcing is critical and very important. And I open my arms to all that come to support the African Union, and the African Union Development Agency is here to help. I pledge myself to the youth of Africa that we will do what is possible to make sure that the future is built, and it will only be built with your efforts, with your energies. I want to thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Nados. Asante sana. We expect the African Union to take the lead as we push the youth of Africa forward. Big Ted, this hall is too quiet.
All right.
Bring some energy. Ikubali, we can't buy that. Now, it is my pleasure to invite my friend and brother, Ambassador Martin Gonga, who is going to say some remarks on behalf of my colleague and friend, the Minister for Youth Affairs of the Republic of Rwanda, my brother Abdallah, who is held up somewhere where we cannot extricate him from, but Ambassador Ngonga will make some remarks on behalf of the Republic of Rwanda. Balozi.
Asante sana mheshimiwa. Sijui tuzungumze Kiswahili au? Thank you very much, my brother and friend, Honorable Ababu, Your Excellency, Deputy President. I think it is in order also if I say Your Excellency Rigiji. I don't run the risk of punishment. So thank you very much for this opportunity. First of all, I convey the regrets of Honorable Abdallah Utumatwishima, Minister of Youth of Rwanda, who is in Nairobi, but had a technical hitch this morning and he couldn't be here. We thank Kenya for a very successful hosting of this event. Your Excellency, Deputy President, you had just been in office for a few days when you attended the last Youth Connekt in Rwanda, and you asked that Kenya should organize this edition. That communicated the commitment of yourself, of this administration, and the Republic of Kenya to the cause of Youth Connekt. So we thank you very much. As a Rwandan, I'm very proud that the idea that my president initiated has become a movement. It has attracted partners, credible partners. All of you are now on board, and there is no doubt that the ideas and objectives that my president had when he initiated this initiative are going to be achieved. So we thank you very much on behalf of Rwanda, on behalf of my president. We thank you very much, Kenya, for having all of us here for a successful organizing. And we hope to see you next year, hopefully, in Rwanda. God bless you all.
Asante sana. Thank you. And now, before I call our final speaker, before His Excellency, the Deputy President addresses us, allow me to acknowledge Your Excellency, the second Principal Secretary in this host ministry, who is the Principal Secretary responsible for sports. Sports has been a key agenda in this whole event, and the whole discussion has been how do we turn our sports into a mega industry. Engineer Peter Tum, Principal Secretary, State Department of Sports, njoo usalimie vijana wa Afrika kwa neno moja, wajua kwamba michezo iko sawa na unaendesha michezo sawa sawa, and that sports indeed is growing into a mega industry. Yes.
Your Excellency, Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, the cabinet ministers present here, all protocols observed, good afternoon. Good afternoon once again. Hamjambo vijana. Your Excellency, as a Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, we are very happy for the support you've given to this ministry ever since we came into this government. The mere fact that you can see the numbers in youth, and as we know, yourself and I belong to the other, youth that I will not mention this time, because we've lived for over 50 years. And therefore, we are young of the old. Your Excellency, your wisdom that you've given to this ministry within the leadership of our Cabinet Secretary has been immense. And when you look at what has happened in the recent past, we are very proud to have been where we are as Kenya. On the side of sports, just like the Cabinet Secretary has said, we have had very good firsts. The first thing that you are aware about, Your Excellency, courtesy of the support you've given us as a ministry, is the mere fact that we are going to host the AFCON tournament as the 3 East African countries. It has never happened before. We want to thank His Excellency the President for that. The other thing is what is currently obtaining the tournaments that was concluded the other day of the CECAFA under 18. We are now going to, on 15, be hosting the CECAFA under 15. So when you look at the vibrancy of the ministry, we want to assure you, Your Excellency, that we will continue supporting the youth in all the programs that we've set out to support. And thank you for your support, Your Excellency. And God bless you. Thank you so much.
Asante Piers. Onwa, Assistant Secretary General and Director of UNDP's Regional Bureau for Africa. UNDP is a premier partner for Youth Connekt Africa. Welcome.
See the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, and everyone is wondering if I'll be able to pronounce your name. Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, alias Rigiji. I like that name better, actually. It shows your spirit, and the spirit that led you to say, it's going to be in Kenya this time. Excellencies, distinguished ministers, but let me specifically recognize our champion host, Minister Honorable Ababu Namwamba, Cabinet Secretary for Youth Affairs, Creative Economy, and Sports for this beautiful country. So over 16,000 of us converged in this magical city of Nairobi, which has been voted by Lonely Planet as what? The best destination for all tourists. That's a big deal. And here we are confirming that. You all have voted for a united, borderless Africa by your sheer presence. You have, by coming to Nairobi, voted your belief in working for an Africa where everyone's need is met. And this year's summit has been electric. It has been validating, and it has been truly inspiring. You know, one little secret that many of you may not know is that on day one, when we of this country, President William Ruto, he actually was late by almost 4 hours for his next event in Djibouti because he was so inspired, so committed to listening to you, to speaking to you, that he just stayed. And I'm sure that his handlers were having a heart attack. But we know that that leadership commitment, it's exactly what is needed to build a trust between our leaders and our youths, something that is desperately needed. We need a social contract that is in favor of youth development. But that social contract cannot happen if you're not able to have a face-to-face with those who hold power. power. And this is what makes this Youth Connekt such a special moment and a special platform. And I hope that you register it and you don't miss this opportunity. It's very rare because young people are actually very far away from the seat of power. And often this is the reason why the issues that you wrestle with are not in the central policies of the countries. So Youth Connekt is trying to make this magic happen. And we really want to celebrate President Ruto for his humility, for his patience, for his wisdom, and for valuing our youth. Mine, Your Excellency, is a bittersweet experience of this moment. Sweet in the sense that we can see the vibrancy of this continent. We can see a hopeful future. We're invigorated by the unmatched talent and wisdom of our youth. But it's bitter because throughout the 4 days that I've been here, I've had sleepless nights and I've agonized over the opportunities we have missed in investing in our youth. I've agonized over the fact that the talent, the productivity of all of these young people that we have witnessed here has not been matched by quality investment. We are still lagging behind in leveraging this amazing resource that Africa has. And as a leader of sorts, I feel a sense of indictment. We could have done better. We could do better. And I'm walking away from this event more than ever convicted that we need to put every effort that we have at every stage, in every moment, to ensure that we hear a different story from our youth. What was the topmost priority that was highlighted here when we did the survey? What is on the heart of young people today? Jobs. The absence of jobs. That tells us one thing, that our young people are not here for handouts. They don't want charity. They want to be recognized as productive members of society who want to work. They're not just looking for jobs. They are committing to work. And work is different from just a job. Work, it's about realizing your purpose. It's about linking your talent to transformation and service. That's what every young person here is telling us. And I hope we're listening. You want work. You want an occupation that makes you a valued global citizen. Can we give that? Can we make sure that that happens? Is the question that I take away with me and that I will bring to every capital on this continent that I go to for whoever cares to listen, who has the power to make this change happen for our youth. Because they deserve it, because Africa deserves it, and because the world needs an Africa where the African youths are at the center of what happens next in the world. And I want to close by saying a proverb that I just recently learned. It says, because this theme of the whole Youth Connect has been about dance. So this African proverb says, the tree that refuses to dance will be made to do so by the wind. You are the wind. And Africa's youth will make those trees dance. We, you, together, we're gonna shift those trees that have stubbornly refused to lift their feet and make change happen. You are the wind. Are you the wind? We're going to shake those trees. And I think that's a promise you should make to yourselves before you leave Nairobi. We have good news for some of the talented innovators who competed in the challenge that we put together. So, some of you have won prizes, and I just want to end by calling you up to the stage for your prize. So we had a Blue Economy Innovation Challenge, which recognizes and promotes innovation projects in Africa's blue economy space, and 3 youth-led organizations have been awarded. The second runner-up okay, so we'll do the awards later, I'm told, but it's an exciting announcement. I thank you all.
That award ceremony as the very final segment of this closing ceremony, and that will be after our chief guest delivers his speech, and then Madam Auna, you'll join His Excellency in presenting those awards. Your Excellency, I want to acknowledge your presence here and to thank you most sincerely for finding the time to join us for this closing ceremony. But most importantly, I want to thank you on behalf of all of us, as the government of the Republic of Kenya, for bringing Youth Connect Africa to Nairobi. Your Excellency, you traveled to Kigali when our administration was barely a month in office. In fact, cabinet was not even in place yet. But you traveled to Kigali, you represented our country, and you brought Youth Connect back with you to Nairobi. We thank you. Vijana kukua kwetu sisi hapa leo ni kwa sababu ya huyu mpenzi wetu tunamuita nani? Rigi. Hebu nisikie tunamuita namna gani? Hebu tumpatie Rigi Ji makofi kwa kuleta Youth Connect Africa to Nairobi. Thank you, Your Excellency. And Your Excellency, after you brought this incredible event here, we have had an incredible 4 days. We opened this event on Friday with a greening moment. And if you go to the Kasarani Stadium today, that whole ecosystem, we have planted the seed of a sustainable botanical garden that is now going to be part of the Kasarani ecosystem, thanks to Youth Connect Africa Summit, 6th edition. And I want to thank everybody who took the time, including Madam Auna here, my colleague ministers, Bangura, my brother minister from Sahrawi, my brother minister from South Sudan, who joined us for that special occasion to plant trees. From Saturday, the young people of Africa have gathered here in different sports in this iconic Kenyatta International Convention Center. And we have had conversation after conversation. Your Excellency, I have sat in several of those conversations and I have heard the youth of Africa imagine. They have imagined an Africa where they have a central role to play. An Africa that respects the mantra of for youth, by youth, of youth, where the young people have a central role to play in everything that concerns them. I have listened to the youth of Africa imagine a borderless continent, a continent that allows free movement of people, of goods, of services, of ideas, where you can be in Turkana and trade with someone in Timbuktu. You can be in Port Elizabeth and do trade with someone in Casablanca. You can imagine an idea in Mauritania and see that idea in action in Central African Republic. That is the kind of Africa these great young people have imagined. These youth have also imagined an Africa driven by innovation. An Africa where they can innovate, they can ideate, but they can transition their innovation and their ideas to entrepreneurship. And we witnessed here, Your Excellency, examples of innovations of young people. We saw a young Kenyan who has innovated around transforming plastic waste into green cooking gas. Zach is right here with us with his innovation. We have seen Zach here is a young man from Kiambu County here in Kenya. We have seen a young man from Mali who has innovated around drone technology. And he was able to demonstrate here how this African-built drone can be flown to offer solutions to challenges facing this continent. Essentially, Your Excellency, we have seen young people who believe in the mantra of African solutions to African problems. And they have those problems in the palm of their hand. All they are asking for, give us the space to deploy these innovations to transform Africa. We have also witnessed here youth who are ready to work. And they are saying they are not limiting themselves to white-collar jobs. Some will become doctors, some will become lawyers, some will become accountants and teachers, but they are also saying they are ready to hustle, Kenyan-style hustle. They are ready to hustle in the creative industry, deploying their talents in music, in theater, in film, in fashion, in pageantry, to build sustainable livelihoods. They are also ready to deploy their talents in sports, in culture, to support sustainable livelihoods. And so I want to assure you, Your Excellency, we did not come here to idle. We did not come here to gallivant. We did not come here just to roam around. We came here to imagine a new Africa, an African Renaissance. And I can tell you, Your Excellency, as we close this afternoon, Africa is in a better place because of this incredible youth of our continent. I want to assure you, Your Excellency, that at the end of this summit, we know exactly what next. We know exactly what next. And we have also committed that this must not be a talk shop. This must not be a talk shop where we just come and talk and then read communiques and then wait for the next party. We want to see action. And so among the things we have agreed on is that the innovations that have emerged out of this gathering will be progressed to businesses, and entrepreneurship to offer jobs and opportunities for youth across this continent. We have also committed, Your Excellency, that we'll follow up firmly without any equivocation or ambiguity or circumlocution of any nature on the commitments made by African presidents on visa-less travel and visa-less access. And we want to start seeing Africa indeed becoming open to the youth of this continent to move and to do business and to interact. We have also decided that on the big agenda today of climate change, the youth of Africa will take the lead through the Million Youth Green Army on Climate Adaptation. And this project, which has been initiated here in Kenya between the Ministry of Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports, working with the Global Center on Adaptation, the University of Nairobi, and the Dutch University of Groningen, is now ready to go Pan-African, and will be spreading it across the whole continent of Africa. And finally, Your Excellency, we have decided that because the creative economy, creative industries hold so much promise of offering dignified work opportunities for the youth of Africa, we're going to invest heavily in deploying the creative industries as a formal, respectable economic engagement. And we have agreed as Kenya, we have discussed with AUDA NEPAD and colleagues with whom I have held bilateral meetings, one-on-one, that Kenya's Talanta Hela initiative is now becoming Talanta Hela Africa. We are taking it continent-wide so that we can mobilize resources around identifying, nurturing, and monetizing talents of the youth of Africa. African youth, we believe in you. Don't be daunted. Nelson Mandela encouraged us by saying, it always seems impossible until it is done. And we shall do it. Africa, oh yeah! Let me hear African youth. Oh, Africa, oh yeah! Singular honor, privilege to welcome a gentleman that those of us who live in this country called Kenya love to the high heavens. We love this guy called Mahuna. You don't need to struggle with Rigathi Gachagua if it's giving you difficulty. Rigiji is good enough. Rigiji is a darling of the youth of Kenya. He's in sync with the spirit, the aspirations, and the dreams of the youth of Kenya. And Rigiji is the youth of Kenya's baptism of this man. The man we call the man of truth. Allow me, good people, to invite His Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Rigiji. Lakini Rigiji utakuja pole pole, kwa sababu kuna vijana wamesema wanakusindikiza stage. Where are the escorts? Balozi.
Utaekelea ngapi kwa game? Uko na 5,000? Aya, wacha ikuwe ya bure basi. Haezi? Hana. Utamwekelea?
Let me see.
DJ reggae. This closing ceremony, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Welcome, Your Excellency.
Please be seated. Heads of delegations, ministers, heads of missions, distinguished partners, our esteemed youth, distinguished delegates, the present and the future of Africa. Hoi! Niaje? Mko poa? Asanteni sana. Today, we gather here to conclude a vibrant and insightful conversation of the very fruitful 6th edition of Youth Connekt Africa Summit 2023. We have ignited a flame of innovation, collaboration, and partnership, propelling our continent to a rebirth. It is a proud moment for Africa. Kenya is happy and proud to host this distinguished event of high-spirited, sharp, and focused young minds. We take pride in the outcome of this summit. It is with immense gratitude that we acknowledge the government of Rwanda for pioneering and nurturing this visionary platform. Indeed, since the establishment, Rwanda, through President Paul Kagame, has fostered the spirit of Pan-Africanism, empowering young minds. Kenya, under President William Ruto, pledges to carry forward the torch with unwavering dedication in building upon the legacy you have established. Already, Dr. William Ruto is championing a borderless Africa by, among other things, advocating for a visa-free continent. The theme of this summit, Youth Innovating a Borderless African Renaissance, therefore resonates deeply with Kenya. Distinguished delegates and our esteemed youth, we live in an age where borders are becoming more and more irrelevant. Thus, technology allows us to connect and collaborate across countries and continents. This presents a unique opportunity for the youth of Africa to rise to the occasion, to be designers of our shared future. The challenges we face are vast and complex, from climate change and unemployment to poverty, inequality, among others. But within these challenges lies opportunities for innovation, for entrepreneurship, and for social change. Your generation is armed with creativity, passion, and advanced technology. You are well equipped to tackle these challenges and build a better tomorrow. Take your rightful place in innovation in all sectors and spheres of leadership. Our esteemed, distinguished delegates, to succeed, hard work, dedication, focus, and a resolve to challenge the status quo is key. This will help you counter obstacles. You are not alone. You have the support of your peers, the community, thought leaders and influencers, governments, and partners. During this summit, you have met and made friends and mentors. This is one of the reasons that Youth Connekt Africa Summit was established, to connect you to the people who share in your dreams, ideas, ideals, business interests, and innovations. It has become a game changer that we continue to build on. We'll work together in championing your dreams and propelling you to full potential for a prosperous Africa. Young leaders of Africa, I take this opportunity today to challenge you to unleash your inner innovator. Do not think outside the box. Tear and throw the box away. Let your creativity be boundless. In your dreams, act big and decisively. And all dreams are valid. Further, as part of the strategies of securing funding, I urge you to align your innovations to areas of interest to partners and states. On the other hand, the conversation of this summit has pulled down the borders. Henceforth, take the conversation forward with your peers. Learn from each other, share your experiences, and build strong networks of collaboration. Take part in the rebirth of our great continent of Africa, where the youth are not just the future, but also the driving force of progress. Let us build an Africa that is a continent of innovation and creativity, where ideas are nurtured and transformed into reality. Let us build Africa that is a continent of entrepreneurship and opportunity, where young people are empowered to create jobs and drive economic growth. Let us build Africa, a continent of peace and security, where young people are agents of change, promoting understanding and tolerance across communities. Let us build Africa, a continent of unity and prosperity, where young people are the engineers of a bright future for all Africans. Distinguished guests, esteemed youth, on this note, allow me to conclude by welcoming our partners to work with us in supporting outstanding projects towards realizing Agenda 2030 of the Sustainable Development Goals, Agenda 2030 of the African Union, alongside the National Development Blueprints. On behalf of President William Ruto, I once more extend his invitation to all of you to take part in the Jamhuri Day celebrations tomorrow. Thank you very much. On that note, let me take this opportunity once more to thank CS Ababu Namwaba and your two Principal Secretary Ishmael and Dr. Tum and the teams working under you for putting together a very successful summit. Congratulations. When I went to Rwanda for the last summit, and I saw the passion of our young people, the creativity around them, the zeal, the commitment to change our continent, I made an appeal that this summit be held here in Nairobi, and I want to thank President Kagame for having acceded to that request. And I'm therefore very grateful to our CS and his team for not letting us down by putting together a seamless event that has dignified our country. I also want to thank all the young participants and delegates for the way you have conducted yourself here in Nairobi. When this event was being put together, and when our security agents were told that we shall have 20,000 young people, they were telling us that they needed to assemble thousands of policemen to keep peace and security in the event. I told them it is not necessary. These are not just youths, these are the leaders of Africa. And I want to say, for the days you have been in Nairobi, not a single incident of bad behavior, of indiscipline has been reported. And you have dignified me because now, when I tell the Inspector General of Police something, he will listen to me. I told the Inspector General of Police, 20,000 young people seem like a problem to you. To us, it's a solution. These are African leaders, the present and the future. So we are very happy for our young people because you have exhibited great leadership. And we know in this continent that in your hands we are safe. We have tremendous confidence in our young people. In the myriad of problems in the world, we as a continent deliberately choose to put our future and the solutions to our challenges to our young people, the ones assembled here today and the rest of the continent. I want to say thank you very much. For those who are outside this country, please don't be in a hurry to leave. If you had a budget of some dollars and euros, don't leave until you exhaust the entire amount. We have a serious challenge of foreign currency in this country, and whatever you can leave here will be most welcome. For our people here in the country, I want to, and the rest of the continent, to wish you a Merry Christmas, a happy 2024, and I want to say we have faith, we have trust in you. This continent is going places. Asanteni sana.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Your Excellency will keep you there. And I will invite Ms. Ahuna to join you there so that we can do the presentation of awards. We'll do the presentation of awards. As this happens, the clip of our young innovators, if you can have that ready, we'll be closing with that.
Young youth-led organizations that have been awarded this by UNDP. The first, we have the second runner-up, is Mena Souk from Madagascar.
A round of applause.
Representing her organization, Mena will be receiving $4,000 USD. Mena, step up to the stage if you're here.
You can join us up here.
The first runner-up is Schrodinger Technologies from Nigeria, awarded the sum of $6,000 USD. And the winner is Fadus Biotech from Tanzania.
Makofi.
Tanzania has been very vibrant in this space.
Namibia. The two of you can step forward, please.
What? Gachagua here at KICC Nairobi. A lot has been made out of this three-day conference which has brought together youth from all over Africa. 7 recommendations being made by the youth, the Cabinet Secretary for Youth here in Kenya, Babu Namwamba, promising that the government here in Kenya will implement all the recommendations that have been made by the youth of Kenya. More so, the clarion call being that of a borderless Africa and the use of innovative, so that youth from across the world, from across Africa, and more so the youth of Kenya, can turn innovation to entrepreneurship. That is all we had in store for you here at KICC. We now take it back to our main broadcasting center for normal programming. My name is Moige William. Many thanks to each and everyone who made this broadcasting a success. Good afternoon.
For our national anthem.
Studio, may we have the national anthem? Ladies and gentlemen, may we all remain standing.